Today I wanted to talk about how I quit weed. I was addicted to weed from the age of 11 till 17, and I was smoking roughly around 3 to 8 grams per day. And as you can imagine, from the age of 11 till 17, smoking weed, it was something that I did non-stop every single day from morning to sleep. I did anything to get my hands on it. And one of the things I had to face with quitting weed was realizing that I had a problem with it and that I had an addiction to it. My mindset before it was that you can't get addicted to weed. But then once I tried to quit, I realized the harsh truth that I was addicted and the path ahead of me to quit was tough. So one of the first things I had to do to become sober or to quit weed was to accept the problem. I needed to accept that I had a problem with it, that I had an addiction, because once I accepted that I had an addiction, it helped me mentally prepare for the road ahead. Because one thing you have to realize when you quit weed is that it's going to be uncomfortable. You got to face the uncomfortability. Once you're mentally prepared that you have an uncomfortable road ahead, it helps you be a little bit more prepared and stable for when the wind or the uncomfortability tries to set you off sail. And one thing you got to remind yourself of is that this is a journey and you've got to be patient with yourself and you've got to be patient with time, and that this is a process. So one of the first things I officially did was sign up to a gym and get into exercise, because I realized I needed to do something that was outdoors, outside of my house, get me out into a new environment and do something that's really going to challenge me. Because before that, I was living such a comfortable life, just living things on repeat, living loops, and then I knew that I needed to do something that was going to push me and that was going to challenge me. So I signed up to the gym. I started exercising every day and pushing myself. And at the start, it was really hard because I was super weak. Many of you may know, if you smoke weed a lot, it gets to a point where you even stop eating. So I was really skinny, I was really weak. I was quite embarrassed to begin with, but I just kept going, I kept showing up, and I just kept trying to believe in myself that the gym was going to save me throughout this process. But one of the things I learned by going to the gym consistently is that I'm facing uncomfortability intentionally. Because the days that I don't feel like going to the gym, which was nearly every single day, I was facing the uncomfortability of going anyway and doing the thing. Because when you first stop smoking, you're going to have a lot of things show up for you, whether it's frustration, anger, anxiousness, depression, whatever it may be. It's going to be uncomfortable. So one thing I found beneficial for myself was facing the uncomfortability intentionally by doing things like the gym and exercise, like things that will grow me, evolve me, and make me a better person. Another thing that I added after going to the gym was things like breath work and meditation. Because when you first quit weed, you realize that you're going to be frustrated a lot, you're going to be irritated, you're going to be anxious, you're going to feel depressed. Because when I first quit weed, I was depressed and anxious for 2 years. I struggled to get out of my room. I struggled to get out the house because I wasn't aware of any of these methods or any of these things that I can do. But now looking back in hindsight, I can now talk about it because these are the things that have truly helped me. So breath work and meditation are absolutely awesome, because meditation and breath work really helped me regulate my nervous system. But the main thing that it really helped was my intrusive thoughts. So when I quit weed, I was constantly getting negative intrusive thoughts and I struggled with this deeply. But through meditation, I was really able to detach thoughts from emotions. And throughout that process, I started to get more peace of mind and more clarity. So the way I view meditation is picture yourself sitting back and watching your thoughts like a movie. So picture yourself sitting back on a chair like I am now, and my thoughts are in front of me and there's just a movie. Don't tell any thoughts to stop. Don't tell any thoughts to go. Don't tell any to stay. Don't tell them what to do. Just let them be and let them pass. Because if we don't let them pass and we don't let them be, then we are giving a signal to our mind to bring them back as a safety loop. So you got to let the thoughts go and you got to accept them, become at peace with them. Because over time, when these thoughts arise, the ones that usually emotionally trigger you, they won't emotionally trigger you anymore because you've learned to become at peace with them and to accept them. Another big thing that helped me quitting weed was doing something bigger than myself, or like an act of service. And what I mean by this, I don't mean go down the street and give a random $50 and put it on TikTok. That's not what I mean. I mean, do little things like smiling at someone, or giving someone a compliment, or going to volunteer and do something. Like, just do little acts of service that give you that same feeling of reward, that give you that dopamine release, that make you feel good, that make you feel like that you are contributing. Because on the journey of becoming sober, it can feel lonely, it can feel isolating. But once you do little acts of service, it feels so rewarding and you feel like you are contributing in a sense, which in return gives you a sense of purpose. Another thing that I highly recommend is identify your supports. Once you identify your supports and you know who to go to and who to lean to in times when it feels like it gets too hard and too much of a struggle. So let's just say my temptations are really tough right now. I need to message or call this person. Cool, I'm feeling really, really overwhelmed right now. What can I do? What's my support mechanism when I feel overwhelmed? What I highly recommend is literally write a list of people and things that can help you when certain emotions or feelings come up. So when a certain thought comes up, when a certain temptation happens, or when a certain emotion happens, have a list that you can go to, like, cool, I can do this when I feel this, I can do this when I have this thought, I can do this when I have this temptation. So you are prepared. One thing I learned is that if you don't prepare at all, you prepare to fail. So it's best being prepared and having things you can go to instead of being lost in the wind. So I just want to do a recap. So what's really helped me and what I believe will help a lot of people is accept that it's a problem, mentally prepare for the uncomfortability, exercise and gym, breath work and meditation, identify your supports, and also do something that's bigger than yourself or acts of service or something that feels like you're contributing and that in return gives you that feeling of a purpose. And don't forget, it's going to be a journey. It will be a journey. Just know that you have the strength within you. You have it within you. You have this power. You have it all within you. Sometimes you just have to dig deep to find it. Sometimes you have to organize the mess in the garage or organize the mess in our mind to find the thing we're looking for, to find that resilience, to find that willpower, to find that strength. Don't give up on yourself. Just know that this absolute best version of yourself that you envision is a possibility. The only thing that's stopping you from getting there is the actions, the consistency, and the patience to get there. Believe in yourself.